It's a beautiful day here in Buffalo, and it's probably top of mind. I mean, why is this big EDDY blue tractor trailer outside of Rescue 1 here today? And maybe you've seen it around Buffalo in the last few weeks, but let me introduce you to EDDY, Early Detection Driven to You. And it's so important for lung cancer screening and in our community. Inside EDDY is a fully functional, state-of-the-art CT scanner, computed tomography scanner inside. Low-dose CT, and you'll hear about this from Dr. Reed, can screen for lung cancer, much like you get a mammogram to detect early breast cancer. Low-dose CT can detect early lung cancer. So EDDY is here today alongside Roswell Park staffers conducting lung cancer screenings for firefighters. We all know our firefighters who put their life on the line every day. They're at high risk for lung cancer and other issues related to inhaling the toxic things that they do. Roswell Park's been working with the Buffalo Fire Department to help screen more firefighters for many types of cancer for a long time. Getting them to early detection testing is so needed because of their extreme occupational risk. Now with EDDY, we can bring lung cancer screening directly to them, and today we're announcing a program, one of the first in the nation, to screen all firefighters regardless of their smoking history. Our teams have worked so hard to get this mobile lung cancer screening unit on the road. This was a tall task. It was done in record time because we wanted this life-saving cancer screening easier, more accessible, and equitable. We want everyone who should be screened to get screened. We have a tremendous opportunity here to save a lot of lives. Women, over 90% of women get mammograms. It's really good. We've done a great thing for detecting breast cancer early. Only 5.7% of those who should be checked for lung cancer screening actually get the testing they need. Outrageous. And this is true across the country. You know, this isn't just a New York thing. There are several folks here, though, that I'd like to come up and share more information about this incredible tool that we have in the fight for lung cancer. And I'm going to start with the Buffalo Fire Commissioner, William Ronaldo. As we mentioned, the partnership that we have with Buffalo Fire is very unique. Ashley Snowden back in the back, she's really been the connector to Roswell Park and the firefighters. She's done an amazing job in allowing us to work with these wonderful firefighters. EDDY is open to every Buffalo firefighter, giving them the opportunity to get screened, and we're really excited about that. And with that, I'll turn it over to Bill Ronaldo.
Thank you, Doctor, and good morning, everyone, and welcome to Jefferson and Kingsley, home to Rescue 1, Ladder 6, Engine 21. I want to recognize Majority Leader Crystal People-Stokes. Thank you so much for being here, Assemblywoman. It's very important that you are here, and thank you for everything you do for the department and for the community. So thank you very much. I'm pleased to be here today and take part in announcing our most recent collaboration with Roswell Park Cancer Institute, a valued partner and fire service community stakeholder. Within the fire service, not wearing self-contained breathing apparatus, or SCBAs, and wearing soiled personal protective equipment were long considered badges of firefighter toughness and bravery. For many firefighters, these misconceptions have proved costly and in some cases deadly. Firefighters who for years did not regularly wear their SCBAs or clean their PPE after returning from a fire incident had developed various forms of cancer, including lung cancer and other long-term illnesses. There are even cases of young firefighters with far fewer years from contaminant exposure who have contracted various forms of cancer. Increased awareness and early detection is the cornerstone of this latest endeavor. And I want to thank Roswell Park Cancer Institute for their role in helping educate our firefighters and assisting with organizational cultural change, which is what we need right now, that favors cancer prevention practices that can and will have a profound effect on the health and safety of our firefighters. Pride, honor, and tradition are the three words that form the backbone of the entire firefighting profession. Traditions live long. Now let's work together to ensure that our firefighters enjoy the quality of life they deserve after long years of dedicated service to their community. Thank you. It's now my pleasure to introduce former Buffalo Fire Commissioner Garnell Whitfield Sr., who has a few remarks for you. So thank you again.
Good morning. Last time I was at this firehouse was on 5/14 when I came here and sought the help of my brethren to look for my mother. So forgive me, but I just want to personally thank the members of the Buffalo Fire Department that are here for what they did on that day and what they do every day for the citizens of this community with no big fanfare. There was a lot of recognition of responses to that event down the street that they were not even included on. The Buffalo Fire Department and fire departments across this country and the world are actually the tip of the spear. Everything that happens, whether it's a natural or man-made disaster, you will see the fire department there, providing service to that community selflessly. And I just want to personally thank them for everything that they did on that day and since then for the citizens of this community. Thank you, guys. Can we give them a hand, please? You know, from November of '98 up through June of 2017, I did most of the disabilities for the fire department. And one of the things that was not included as a disability is lung cancer. It's just the craziest thing you ever heard, but lung cancer is not considered one of the cancers that's approved by the state of New York for firefighters. For you to be here, partnering with them to try to mitigate and prevent the occurrence of lung cancer among the firefighters in this community is just a great thing. I just thank you for doing that. And one of the other things that I noticed is that you're not only doing it for the firefighters, but you're doing it for the community. And what comes to mind is that the firefighters, many of them are not from this community. They come from all over. They work here. They provide service to this community. And on the surface, seem to be different. But the truth of the matter is the firefighters and this community is underserved, not taken care of in terms of lung cancer, not that different. Neither of them get the care that they need in terms of lung cancer. And for Roswell to be here and to provide that service not only to the fire department but to this community is a big deal. I just thank you and applaud you for meeting people where they are, for providing that service, and I'm sure it's going to help save lives in this community and in this department. It's an example for the rest of the country to follow. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Ronaldo, and also former Commissioner Whitfield for your remarks. So next I'd like to introduce Dr. Mary Reed. She's the Director of Screening and Survivorship at Roswell Park. She and I both started at Roswell about the same time. And she's really made lung cancer screening a passion, and lung cancer a passion in her career. And she has really made it in the forefront for screening of first responders as a major project. And it's so exciting to see this come to fruition. It's her really determination that has brought EDDY to reality. It's no small feat to get such a thing built and on the road, and we did it in record time, and it's because of Mary's leadership. So, Dr. Mary Reed.
Lung cancer is the biggest cancer killer, and it kills more people than all the other major cancers combined. And it doesn't have to be that way. You can live after lung cancer if you have it picked up early. And so when we talk about this community, we know there's great disparity in getting access to a low-dose CT. And, EDDY's parked here, and it will be in this community for the rest of its life, because this is where we need to bring lung cancer. This was a concerted effort because we want to change the outcome of lung cancer for people in Western New York and across the state. I am honored that we have brought this to the fire department because, again, they show amazing service to us and to our safety, and we need to protect them from getting diagnosed with advanced cancer. And this is one big step. When we start screening, and we will definitely move to other cancers, but getting the fire department onto EDDY screened so that we can pick up any disease early, and they get to live long lives after doing such a great service for this community. It's an honor for us to do this, and EDDY's going to be around for a long time. So thank you so much for having us. We love this collaboration, and we're going to be here for many years screening people for lung cancer. Thank you very much.
So EDDY's an ongoing program that was funded in part by an allocation from New York State and authorized by our legislators, including individuals like Assembly Majority Leader Crystal Peoples-Stokes, who continues to be a champion for Roswell Park. We couldn't have done this without the state to help us. But, this is, and we have great plans for going forward, because screening, Roswell Park is this place where you go to get treated for cancer. It's a place of innovation with the scientists who are discovering new treatments and new ways to treat cancer. But my goodness, let's screen for cancer more so we prevent it, or we detect it earlier so we save more lives. So screening has really become a passion for Roswell Park, and we couldn't have done that without the state of New York. So we're so thankful that the state recognized how important EDDY could be in reducing the cancer burden and to improve health equity in the underserved urban, rural, and minority communities. So with that, the majority leader needs no introduction to this group. She's an amazing woman. She's always there for Roswell Park when we need her, and she's always there for her community, which she puts at the top of the list. Majority Leader.
Good morning, and I give God all the glory for having us here today and having this opportunity to welcome EDDY to the 141st Assembly District and to the great city of Buffalo and to all of Western New York. Much like has been said already, there's some fabulous people in our community who I actually think serve in sort of kind of way as angels. And one of those is Dr. Johnson from Roswell. Now I just had an opportunity to meet another, Dr. Mary from Roswell. These people are destined to help save lives. And then there's another angel who's not even a doctor, but he sells cars, Scott Beeler. This man is an icon in our community, and I could never, ever thank him enough for all he does for so many. And when I first met Scott, I was just thinking about, well, maybe I'll be able to buy a car from him. But since then, I literally have seen him in almost every place where people are in need. He has a presence there. And to me, that's a true example of an angel. So it's my pleasure on behalf of New York State government, our great governor, Kathy Hochul, certainly Speaker Carl Hastie, and my brother, who I cannot make this happen without, Tim Kennedy, who, as you know, clearly has some family obligation, otherwise he would be here. So I certainly want to honor him and thank him for his participation. People say, you know, you're bringing government money. No, I'm bringing back taxpayer money. This money belongs to the people because it was given by the people. And when we are able to take the money that people give us to provide the service that's beneficial to all, then we're actually doing what we are required to do. We're doing our job. And so I am honored to welcome EDDY to the 141st. I applaud Dr. Johnson and her entire team for making this happen. And I will just remind you all that just a couple blocks to the east, there's the 33 Expressway. 70,000 cars have been riding up and down that for decades. If you think that does not have an impact on the quality of life of the people who live around there, I'd ask you to talk to one of these doctors. I assure you that there is an impact from that as a result to their health, to the life of their health. And I think that screenings is almost as important as seeing the doctor, by the way. Because if you screen more often for whatever it is that you think may be having an impact in your life, the doctor will have less work to do in trying to save you. As a matter of fact, I look forward to being screened myself because I think it's important that people know in advance what implications may have in your life. And so again, I want to welcome EDDY to the community. I want to thank you all for providing this to my people. And I want to honor, and I consider the firefighters my people too as well. They come in male and female, but they're all mine and because they're all public servants. And I thank them for what they do, and I thank you for providing this service to them first and then the rest of the community afterwards. I thank you and I give God all the glory for what you have done here today because it is truly destined, something that our people definitely need. Thank you so much and God bless. I don't see anybody.
She's such an amazing woman. You are, you know. Thank you, Crystal. I'd be remiss to not give a nod to another lawmaker who was really supposed to be here today, and that's Congressman Brian Higgins, who's really helped us and fought tirelessly to make these things happen. Early this year, as co-chair of the House Cancer Caucus, he was able to allocate national funding to upgrade CT equipment in-house at Roswell Park, and knows how programs like EDDY can really help us with progress, especially in the cancer moonshot. And you know, we have a lot of work to do in the federal level because we want to, like mammography, where you can walk in without a prescription and get a mammogram, and you don't even have to worry if you don't have the money to pay for it. It'll be covered. We want that for low-dose lung cancer screening, and we're not there yet. So we're going to need all of our both state and federal lawmakers to help us bring that to fruition. So this also brings me to a decades-long, and this person's already been mentioned, Roswell Park supporter. Not only Roswell Park supporter, but a supporter of the community of Western New York. But that's Scott Beeler. He's there sitting in the back. Scott. Through West Her Cares, their team has donated an EDDY, the gorgeous little truck behind me, an EDDY support vehicle, and funding for ongoing education initiatives to make sure the communities we drive this unit into are informed about the screening dates and more. So it's an amazing, as the majority leader said, if there's a need, Scott Beeler is there. And so thank you, Scott, for not only for this, but for everything that you do for Roswell Park. Please, he needs another hand. Lastly, just a few additional thanks. A big kudos to the team at Philips Healthcare. They manufactured this specialized imaging equipment that does low-dose screening. But you know, they usually put it into buildings, hospitals, And so to put this in a semi-truck like this took a little bit of ingenuity, and so we thank Philips Healthcare, who's worked very closely with us on this. So thank you. And to the DMS Transport and Logistics, which is providing Roswell Park and EDDY with drivers and logistical support for the mobile unit. You can't just, drive this around. I couldn't get in the truck and drive it around for a lot of reasons. But we have a big opportunity here, huge opportunity, to change the trajectory of lung cancer in our communities. And heavy smoking, exposure, risks, the firefighters, man, they're right at the top of the list of exposure to these deadly things that they can inhale. And so we have a real opportunity, because when you get, as everyone says, you get this disease diagnosed early, and we can really save lives. And so this is just the beginning. We'd like to see lots of EDDYs driving around all of New York State, because believe me, there are very few EDDYs in the whole country that are doing this. So I think it wouldn't have happened without our collaboration with the state of New York and our Governor, Kathy Hochul. That's what happens when you partner. That's what it is. And I think Majority Leader has said this many, many times. We need to work together. We need to collaborate. Look what we can do. Look at, we can move mountains if we can work together. Government, healthcare, municipal, the private sector, the business world. We all need to come together for the good of all of us. So thank you so much for coming today. This is a truly exciting day for Roswell Park, and thank you all. Have a great day.
You guys good? 1, 2, 3.
Good job.